Welcome to A&B Horror Movies. I'm Aaron, and I'm very excited to be joined today by Louis Santer and Jack Hoy. Welcome to you both.
Hello,
Hello.
how's it going?
Very well. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait to talk about your films and your new collaboration, which is called Fitness for Creatives. But
Mhm.
before we get to that, I want to do a quick introduction. So, Louis, you are Tigger in Winnie the Pooh 2.
Yeah,
Fantastic role there. You're
thank
also
you.
going to be in the Poohniverse, Winnie
Yeah,
the Pooh Blood and Honey 3, which is coming
yeah,
out
yeah,
at
yeah,
some point. Mouse of Horrors, you're going to be or you were the puppeteer in Pinocchio
yeah.
Unstrung. I got a few others
Mhm.
here. Fairest of them all, and also Dark Secrets, Game of Chapter 2.
Yes, yeah,
Some very exciting projects
yeah,
there.
yeah. A lot of
Uh,
stuff going on. Yeah,
yeah. It's exciting. Let's see. And Jack, you are going to be in the upcoming horror called Viral Haunt. You'll be playing Jake, and that was co-directed and co-written by Natasha Tosini, who I talked to recently, and Stephen Staley. So
Yeah,
welcome to you both.
thank you.
thank you.
Yes. All right, let's jump right into it. So, Lewis, I guess I'll start with you. So,
Yeah.
as I mentioned, you played Tigger in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 2. What was it like bringing that infamous character to life? And did you ever imagine growing up that you would take on Tigger in your professional career?
First of all, it was an absolute dream to play the character, like an absolute dream. But no, I never ever would have imagined that I was going to play Tigger when I was older. Like he was actually my favorite character from the cartoon as well. So like
Mhm.
I actually had toys of Tigger, like I had T-shirts of Tigger. Like it was all at my nan's house. And when I actually first got the role, I told my family I've been cast as this, demonic version of Tigger, and they all said, "Oh, you have the toys and stuff." So I've got it all now. Like they gave it all to me. But obviously, when I was
That's
like five
amazing.
years old, I never would have imagined it in 20 years' time. I'm going to be playing like an evil version of him. But no, the character is an absolute dream just because of like the inspirations for the character. So he's based off Freddy Krueger, who I love, adore Freddy
Mm.
Krueger. Based off Pennywise, who I love even more, like I'm obsessed with Pennywise. And I love like high energy psycho characters. I love the Joker, those sort of characters. And I feel like he kind of fits in that category of those sort of characters. So for me, when I first had it sent to me, the character breakdown, I was like, this is a dream role. Like this has been felt like it was written for me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was very, very excited to play him.
You take on the role fantastically. You did a really nice job. I love the one-liners, and you have a lot of kills in the film. So horror
Yeah.
fans, I'm sure love that. Um, what would you say that you did to prepare for this role? So it's a very physical role. Um,
Yeah.
did you do anything specifically to get ready for it?
Yeah, I did quite a lot to prepare for him, to be fair. I got cast in July of 2023 and we were on set by August. So I knew I had like a month to prepare. And I didn't want to waste my time at all. And like they gave me inspiration for the character, like Art the Clown, Pennywise, Freddy Krueger.
Mhm.
I was thinking, what if I just watched as many horror films I can in a month and then just make notes on each of these characters, like what makes them scary, what are they given to their characters, what could I use? And I spent about a month watching at least one or two horror films a night when I could. And I had like a notebook full of notes. So I was just writing down stuff that I would find scary from these characters. I say Freddy Krueger and Pennywise, but I used a
Yeah.
lot of inspiration, even like Evil Dead Rise, for example. So
Mhm.
Lisa Sutherland, because when she gets possessed, she goes so like psycho in it. I was like, this is great. So I was taking that as inspiration. So many different things. And then I also like was working on, like you said, it's very physical. So I was working on the movement of the character as well. So like
Yes.
I was thinking, is he because he's like a hybrid tiger, so like, and mixed with a human. So like, is he on all fours mainly? Is he on 2 feet? So I was practicing both because at the time I wasn't too sure whether he was going to be mainly on all fours or 2 feet. So I was practicing
Yeah.
with both, trying both out. I was trying out the voice. Obviously, I was practicing the voice, like looking at Freddy Krueger for inspiration. So yeah, just loads of different things. I was like recording myself as well. I was recording myself at night and doing movement and like seeing what works, what looks scary, what would I find scary as a person? And I felt like the unpredictability of the character, I think, was the biggest thing for me. So I was working on that sort of
Mhm.
sense of him. Just loads of different things. But I was very grateful that I had like a month to do that. It was a busy month, but it paid off, I feel like, in the end. Because then once I got on
To
set, I was like
prepare.
ready to go. Yeah.
Yes. And your scene, it's like the rave, the
Mhm.
big showdown, I guess I would say, is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. My question is, there's a lot of prosthetics and effects that went into making you become Tigger. What was that process like? How long did it take? Was it uncomfortable? I know the tail
Yeah.
isn't actually yours,
No.
but
Yeah.
how can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people sort of complain about the makeup chair. And I know like mine wasn't too bad. It was about 2 hours or like 90 minutes on a good day. But I know like for example, Jim Carrey had like 8 hours becoming the Grinch. So I can't really compare it to those guys. But I know a lot of
Yes.
people complain about it. But with me, I feel like because mine was only about 90 minutes to 2 hours, it was actually a very good time to sort of get in the mind zone a bit of Tigger. Like I'd come on set and I'm quite a chatty person. Like I like sort of socializing with people on set and having a chat, saying, "Hi, how are you?" Do you know what I mean? I'm very talkative when I first get there, but then you've got to sort of get in the headspace of this character. Like he's a demonic, evil. Do you know what I mean? He's sadistic, and it's like I can't just switch into that. So it was nice to have 2 hours of sitting in the makeup chair to get time just to almost meditate on the thoughts. Like I made a playlist as well. That's what I did for preparation. So I made a Tigger playlist on
Oh,
Spotify.
excellent.
Just
To
like
sort of get into the
yeah,
Tigger
the most
mindset.
messed up songs you can think of, like heavy metal songs, but not even that, just people screaming down the mic. Do you know what I mean? Awful, awful stuff.
Oh my
And I was listening
gosh.
to that, and I was like sipping Monster Energy in the chair, trying to get the energy up. Do you know what I mean? Just all these things going through my head. So the minute they were like, "Right, you're done, you're ready to start shooting," I was
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like I felt like I was mentally there as well. So that two
Mhm.
hours to me was very important in the makeup chair. I feel like because just I was just prepping mentally for him.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Well, it paid off. I have to ask one more question. The voice, how much of the voice is yours? Because it is an enhanced voice. I mean, very
Yes.
scary indeed, but how much of the
Yeah.
voice is yours in the
I think
film?
it's somewhat mine to a certain extent. Like, I mean, we worked on the voice for a while coming up to the film, and then when I actually got on
Mhm.
set, Reese, the director, heard the voice and was like, yeah, I like that. Like, we weren't too sure whether it would be British or American, but we landed on American, sort of a Freddie sort of voice. And yeah, I did a few on the day, and it was a bit sort of muffled, so I had to do some ADR as well. But it is my voice. Like, I'm bringing it down. I'm giving the energy
Mhm.
behind it, but they're just distorting it a bit. So I think they're doing something similar to what they did to Robert England. I forgot what it's called. There's a term for it. But when they sort of slow it down a little bit and distort it and stuff to make it just a bit more bassier and a bit
Yes.
more demonic, I guess, and a bit more just cooler.
It works so well, and I hope we get to see a lot more of Tigger in the
Yeah,
future films that I mentioned. Maybe even more. I don't know, what would I say? Get more into a look into his personality and what his existence is like, and
yeah,
perhaps maybe even a standalone movie at one point.
yeah. One day, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, one day, you're smiling. I hope that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Um, all right, I won't press. Let's see. So, Jack, I want to talk with you a little bit about Viral Haunt. I understand it's recorded, it's filmed, it's in post production at this point, and it's about a group of YouTubers who set out on I guess I would say, a haunt to prove that their show is not a fake. How's that for a summary? What can you say about the film and your role in Viral Haunt?
Yeah, so I played Jake in Viral Haunt, and
Mhm.
it's amazing. The movie itself, it seems to like seamlessly blend the supernatural with like this modern technology and like influencer landscape.
Mhm.
Um, and I think what kind of blows my mind about it is that 50 or, to be honest, mate, even 25 years ago, like this movie couldn't have been made. Like it is really, really relevant to today's society. And I think you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, it's a bunch of influencers who've absolutely blown up. Jake's being the
Yep.
spearhead of the group. Um, and they just keep getting branded as fakes, and it's just gnawing and tiresome. So they end up going to a place that is actually haunted. Um, and what
Very
I
cool.
find mind blowing as well is that the historical ties to the movie, in terms of Jack the Ripper, Aaron Kosminski. So
Oh,
they've
wow.
really
Okay.
they've they've touched on who it could be, and then more evidence has come out since the movie's been in post production. So it's insanely relevant to today.
Very exciting. And I understand when I talked with Natasha, she said that it blends elements of found footage with, I guess not found footage format. Can you speak to that, and how do you think that will enhance the film and perhaps make it even scarier?
Totally, yeah. I think it's kind of like the perfect blend of Blair Witch with more of your contemporary modern
Excellent.
movie. And I think what Steve and Natasha did an amazing job of is kind of choosing the blend of found footage with your more conventional horror movie.
Mm.
Um, so I think fans can expect the best of both worlds. So if you like Blair Witch, if you like modern movies, this is a must watch.
If you could say, so of course I love Blair Witch. It's a classic, brought found footage to the forefront, right? Um, it- Sometimes people describe movies like it's Predator meets Alien. How would you describe Vile or Haunt? Like Blair Witch meets, I don't know. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. We can come
No,
back
no,
to it
it's
if you want to think about
good.
it.
I'm
um,
excited.
No
um,
pressure.
no, not at all. So I would say it's got a large dash of Blair Witch in.
Mhm.
Then I would say it's also got a sprinkle of Soaring, in terms of
Oh,
like there's elements of gore there. Um,
excellent.
but then also I'd probably throw a bit of a romance in there as well. I know Natasha spoke about potentially integrating not just horror elements, and they didn't want to kind of get into these tedious like tropes which often occur.
Mhm.
But I think there's quite a compelling like romantic storyline there as well.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so yeah, it's definitely it's if it's a recipe, it's an interesting one.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to see it. What were some of the? I asked Lewis if there was about the physical aspects of bringing Tigger to life. Were there physical aspects to Jake, or not? Does that not apply to
Yeah,
this role?
it absolutely applies. So Jake is a really like nasty character. He walks into a room and he almost appears to like suck all the oxygen out of it.
Mm.
Um, so they with that type of character, there is a massive like there's a physical. He's very imposing on everyone around him.
Okay,
And then also in regards to like, there's quite a few like physical elements in terms of fight scenes. And me and Lewis
cool.
originally met on the BA acting and stage combat course at East 15 Acting School. So being able to tap into that is like, oh, it was literally when I saw the role, when I got the casting, I was like, man, I was like, this one is special. It feels like it fits like a glove, you know?
Excellent. That sounds awesome. Um, let's see. I guess my next question for maybe for both of you is what would you say was the biggest challenge with playing these roles? So, Jack, you playing Jake, and Lewis playing Tigger.
Yeah. For me, probably yeah, the physicality of the role. I just think the fact that like it was very hot in that suit, and with Tigger, like he's the by far the highest energy character I've ever played. Like he's so energetic. He's like my when I first got the role, the producer Scott and Reese, they both said to me, they said just picture it like he's on 20 Red Bulls at once at all times. Like he's always on 20 Red Bulls and he's ready to kill. That's Tigger. And I was like, oh, and then I got the prosthetics
That's
on, and
cool.
it's sick. I love the prosthetics. When I first looked in the mirror, I was like, it's honestly, it's a surreal experience. I don't know if you've ever been in prosthetics before, but you just go on. It's just not you. You're fully immersed. You're looking at your hands. Do you know what I mean? It's everything's gorgeous. But the fact is, obviously, after doing all these like scenes of me going crazy on people, you're sweating like buckets in there. Do you know what I mean? So I think that
Oh, I
was the
bet.
biggest
Yeah.
thing. Is just the heat inside that suit. And the thing with Tigger's, he's always shaking. Like there's scenes on like that. He's always like high energy. I was twitching. I was like, never. He was never still. This character. He's just always like, and I was actually like making myself shake and like giving myself this sort of adrenaline rush whilst I was playing him. So that was the biggest, probably, but the hardest thing about the character. But I think the excitement and like the set was amazing. Like the warehouse was really cool, and all the gore and it's all practical and all this kind of thing. So I think I kind of forgot about that pretty quick. Like I did not care that I was hot and I was sweaty because I was just like, this is a
Yeah.
dream. You know what I mean? If I had to say
Excellent.
the hardest thing, it'd probably be that. Yeah, just the heat.
Awesome. Jack, how
For
about you?
me,
Mhm.
oh, I would probably say some of the attributes that Jake has and that are so fundamental to the character are like really nasty and you just can't relate to them. So like he's very like abusive to his girlfriend Belle, and I'm a big believer that the villain is the hero of the other side. So I'd say the
Mhm.
hardest part for me uh, but also one of the most rewarding was delving into the character and finding, right, um, why is this justifiable to him? Why does he feel like this is uh, appropriate and necessary? And kind of the answer that I landed upon is that he is so motivated by power and fame, like, and he's going to achieve those through social media, that he's willing to sacrifice morals and virtues, which, any normal sane person would have.
Well, it sounds like you put a lot of effort, thought, and perhaps even depth into this role. So, like I said, I
Thanks.
can't wait to see it. Let's talk a little bit about fitness for, yes, congratulations there. Let's talk a little bit about fitness create for creatives, your new collaboration. But actually, before I ask you about that, so you two are friends in real life. Can you talk a little bit more about how you became friends? And
Yeah.
then we'll get into your
Yeah, me
collaborative
too,
project.
Go for it, mate. Go for it. I'll
Yeah,
get the
so
tissues ready.
what's that?
I'll get the tissues ready.
Oh, yeah, emotional. So no, we met at drama school back in 2020, was it?
Yeah.
2020,
Okay.
and we sort of pretty much clicked straight away, really, didn't we? We sort of come from two different areas of life, I'd say. Like Jack's, obviously, you were a coach at the time, and you were heavily into your fitness. I wasn't. I was more just sort of just really an actor. I wasn't really into my fitness, but Jack was doing both. And I feel like we learned things about each other. Like, we just clicked, and there was stuff that like he did that I was really interested in, like with his fitness journey, and stuff that I'd done with acting that I think Jack was interested in. So we sort of just clicked, and yeah, we just
Cool.
became like this sort of brotherhood, really, wasn't it? Sort of within the first year, and then yeah, we're just best mates all through drama school, and then obviously
Awesome.
now Jack's really good friends with my partner Natasha, and vice versa with me and Jack's partner. And it's just yeah, it's been this great journey since 2020. It's been like this yeah, a brotherhood sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add to that, even though I think I've got a tough job because he's summarized it perfectly, as Lewis always does. Um, yeah, no, we met at drama school, and just like in terms of like geographical location in the UK, like I'm as far north as you can get, and
Yeah.
Lewis is as far south as you can get,
Up
and you
on the
can probably
South
hear
Coast.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
in the accents that were really different. So if it weren't for drama school, then like there's not really you can't really think of a rational situation in which me and Lewis would ever meet. But the moment we met, we just absolutely clicked. So I just feel like it's absolutely meant to be. And just what an incredible guy. I mean, with the roles that he's played, like as an actor, phenomenal. But as a person as well, it's just you won't find any better than Lewis. So,
Oh, bro, I'm gonna get
Oh
emotional.
man, that's fantastic. Wow. And at least I'm happy to play a little part, and at least I got to bring you two together in a Zoom meeting.
Exactly.
So
When you
there's
messaged me,
that.
I thought, yes, definitely, we'll definitely do
Ye-
that.
Yeah, yeah, no, this is so cool. All right, so why don't we jump right into Fitness for Creatives? Can you say a little bit about that collaboration and what's it all about?
Yeah. Do you want me to start?
go for
Yeah.
it.
So Fitness for Creatives was something that me and Jack spoke about for a little while before. And it's the idea that just like me and him have always, ever since drama school, it's been this busy lifestyle that we're both pursuing. And it was like being a drama student was insane how much stuff we had to do, the amount of workload.
Mm.
And same with that, ever since we graduated, we've been working as actors. It's been what, 2 years nearly now that we graduated, and it's been so chaotic. But we've still stayed on top of like our fitness goals. We're very passionate about fitness and our nutrition, and we sort of together through drama school learned a way to deal with it. So we were doing really quick workouts, and we were like making sure we were on top of our nutrition and on top of mindset, everything. And we've always just stuck to that sort of plan. And then only recently we sort of just got talking. We thought this is something we've stayed on top of, and I've not heard about other people really doing it, like these quick workouts whilst having a chaotic lifestyle. So we sort of thought, why don't we just give it to the world? Why don't we sort of create this business together? We're like brothers anyway, so do you know what I mean? There's no sort of there's nothing bad, there's nothing negative about it at all. So we thought, why don't we just give this positive, lifestyle that we both pursue to the world? And that's where we started
Mhm.
this for creatives, which is essentially the mission statement is basically just giving sort of these expertly designed workouts by Jack, and they're quick workouts, and they're sort of guaranteed for you to achieve your goals. And it's called Fitness for Creatives, but it sort of applies to creative people, to entrepreneurs, which are also creative people, even like single parents. I mean, you're still a creative person then, because you're creating a human being, so you're still a creative person. So you feel like it applies to anyone who feels like they haven't got enough time. to work out or become sort of the best version of themselves in terms of fitness and nutrition. So we thought this is something that people could really benefit from. So yeah, we said let's do it. Let's give it a go. Let's give it to the world.
Yeah, and it's a product which I'm sure Lewis will agree on this, but like when we were at drama school, we would have loved to have something like this. Especially like we offer our free program at the moment, so it's universally appropriate to anyone. There's no barrier to entry. So yeah, and just this whole concept of that it takes a long time to get in shape and it's going to be hard and it's going to be gruesome and you know you might put all this effort in and you might not get it anyway. It's like no, we go against the grain. We think it should be easy. We think it should be quick and we think it should be guaranteed. And that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
Cool. I may have to pick your brains a little bit. Maybe I'm not doing it right when I go to the gym. Too much cardio, too much weightlifting. I don't know.
This is the thing, yeah. I mean, Jack's an expert because he's got like before I met him, he had like 7 years in it of like being a PT and becoming a coach, and he's won the CrossFit champion of Europe. He was the CrossFit champion of Europe in an online CrossFit championship. Yeah, I know. So when I first met him,
I had no idea.
So this is what I try and tell people: like these are workouts that like he helped me with when I was in drama school. Like he gave me these sort of workouts in the gym and stuff. And I just thought this is something that people need. They need to see these, like, because he's also being an actor as well, and he's also sort of balancing the both of them. And it's that idea that anyone can do it. Anyone can balance both lifestyles. So, yeah.
So for folks who are watching, how can they learn more? How can they find you on social media? How can they reach out if they're interested in learning more about your what you're offering?
So our biggest platform is Instagram at the moment. That's got the most sort of content on there. We're more in touch with people on there. We've just started TikTok. We've just started YouTube as well and LinkedIn. And so we're just getting them ones up and running and X as well. But Instagram at the moment is by far like our biggest platform if you want to get in touch with us. It's at Fitness for Creatives. And there's a link on there in our bio. Click the link, you whack your email in and it's for free. You get free workouts a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 4 a.m. And there's little video demonstrations on there. There's a bodyweight version, there's a gym version in case you want to go to the gym or just do it in your room or in your garden, wherever you want to do it. But we do have a new program coming soon, the premium program, which is going to be fitness and nutrition, which is also covering like your macros and everything. And there's also mindset training on there. So you can access to me or Jack 24/7, or if you want to book in video calls. There's also going to be meditation stuff on there, yoga stuff, so a load of stuff on the premium program. And that's going to be getting released soon. So we're telling people to keep their eyes peeled because that'll be released soon.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. I know I'm connected with you on there. I will look into it myself.
Yeah, up on the program, man. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. I've got a couple I've got some general questions for you, which are kind of fun, I think. And then I have a this or that segment, which very shortly. Yes, we did talk about that a little bit. Let's see. Do you have a favorite film from 2024 or perhaps even from this year so far?
Jack, do you want to go on that one? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I might butcher the title, but it's on Netflix, and it was called Dark Game, and it was all about the dark side of the internet. So in a way, if I could backtrack to the question you asked earlier, I'd probably throw Dark Game in there as an ingredient of Viral Haunt as well. But really, really interesting. It's these if I remember correctly, Dark Game, yeah.
I've never heard of it. Okay.
It's about this online game show on the dark web, and they effectively murder people, and people can bid, and the highest bidder gets to choose the method of murder. So it's quite interesting. It's really interesting.
That's wicked.
Wow, I'll have to check it out. Sounds like a film called Slashers, I think. Where it's like a game show where contestants come on and they go up against slashers, but the slashers actually kill them like villains. But yours sounds much more darker than Dark Game. Cool, I'll check it out. How about you, Lou?
Well, it's a bit more generic probably because like a lot more people know about it. But Nosferatu, I say like it got a bit of. I feel like there's quite mixed reviews on it, but I loved it. Like I loved the vibe of the film. I love gothic sort of vibes in the film. And I think they captured it perfectly. Once again, Bill Skarsgård, I'm a massive fan of his ever since Pennywise. I've got a tattoo for him and everything. Like I love Pennywise.
Yes.
And I feel like him just like when I knew he had the role, I thought, I reckon there's similarities there. Do you know, as you think, and then you watch it, I was like, it's just a different, like, it's just completely different. Do you know what I mean? How he did it
Mhm.
with just, I can't explain it, but it was just beautiful. And then I feel like the vibe of the film as well, and the cast, everything. So I loved it.
Yes.
Personally, that's probably been my favorite film the last year.
Yeah, it's
Probably.
like a work of art. And I
Yeah,
love that the scenes at night inside the interior scenes, only use
yeah,
candlelight to make it even eerier. And I think they achieved that.
yeah.
Um, let's see, is there a horror franchise that if you could be a part of, both of you, what would you choose? There was like a
Ooh.
remake or a reimagining.
Oh, there's a remake as well.
No, if there was, yeah, yeah, if there was a remake
As
of
like, do you pick the character, or is it all be like a victim in it,
just the
or
film, or
okay,
just
okay.
the franchise, I guess. But totally up to you. It's open ended.
I have so many horror franchises. Like, straight away, I'm thinking it because that's now a franchise. I
Yes.
do
Yes,
love
yes.
Scream. I
Hmm.
love Scream. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Halloween. I love them all.
I think
I'd have to
Saw for me. I think
Saw.
I'd have to go Saw. Yeah, I'd have to
Yeah,
go. Just the first Saw absolutely
that's so
revolutionized.
smart. Hmm.
Yeah, the way I
Hmm.
look at movies and horror. So Saw, I think. I'd maybe play a young Jigsaw, maybe.
Oh,
That'd
Oh, like
be
a
pretty
bring
good.
that happen.
prequel.
Manifest it, bro. That's it. Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be
I
cool.
think for
Um,
me, pretty Scream. I think I love Scream. I just think Scream's so like the other very different from Saw in terms of it's so fun. And I feel like I'd love to be whether I'm one of the Ghostface killers or just a victim or one of like the friends group or something like that. I think Scream for me would
yeah,
be. I do love A Nightmare on Elm
good
Street. I love
choice.
it. But I feel
Hmm.
like yeah, Scream's just fun. It's just they're fun films. So yeah.
Scream 7, it's coming up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
have you two always been horror fans of the horror genre for as long as you can remember? And do you have maybe what's the first horror movie you remember watching?
I I have always been a horror fan since about 7 years old, probably. So
Mm.
like
Yep, I
yeah,
can relate.
pretty young, maybe even like sick, maybe I don't even know, but I was very young, and I would
Hmm.
sort of sneaky we'd have like sleepovers with my mates, or I'd do it on my own sometimes. I'd sneaky sort of whack on like a horror movie on Sky or something. Mum, Dad wouldn't know. And but my first one I remember, I don't know. To be fair, the first one that actually really scared me because I feel like I've always been quite good with horror. The one that really sort of stuck for me for a while was Paranormal Activity. And I feel
Hmm.
like that was the case with a lot of people because it's very. I know that Blair Witch was somewhat similar, but they did it in a different way, just using one camera. And you don't even, do you know what I mean? And the
Yes.
way they sort of
Yep.
filmed it was very new and unique. So I feel like that was the first film that I remember. I don't think it was the first one I ever watched, but I think it was the first one that really had an impact on me and had an
Hmm.
effect on me.
Oh,
Was yeah,
yeah, I
activity.
can see why. Right, right.
Yeah, I think
Excellent.
now it's been so overdone that kind of style of film. So now, like, it wouldn't be as like, oh my god, but because it was the first time you see something like that. I think I was like, even as like 7, 8 years old, I was
Yeah,
struggling to sleep
absolutely.
for a while after, and I was listening out for footsteps on the stairs. Do you know what I mean? Thinking, oh my god,
Hmm. Hmm.
wouldn't put your foot outside the covers. Wouldn't be doing that in case he drags you down the stairs. I mean, this kind of thing. So
Yeah,
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 that kind of stuck with
yeah,
me. That film. Yeah,
yeah. Good choice. I can see why.
yeah.
Um, for me, yeah, I think Blair Witch is definitely up there with one of the first ones I watched. But I don't think I can remember the full title. But it had quiet ones in the title. And I was very young, and I remember somehow I must have been like on the laptop or something, and I found out that it was at the cinema. But I thought, oh, well, I'm not old enough to go unless I have a parent accompany me. And I
Mhm.
knew my mum's not a horror fan. I know she's making an exception for Viral Haunt. She's been working her way up in horror intensity in other movies.
Uh,
Got a little horror training plan. but
you you'll
but
convert her to the horror genre. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, absolutely. So it was this quiet ones, and I told my mum, I said, oh, it's about a football team, a kids football team that's struggling in confidence, and together with a good coach, they really elevate and they win the championship. And my mum turned up and she was like, yeah, yeah, we'll go watch that. And I remember she watched it, and then the cashier was like, "Do you know what you're going to see?" And my mum was like, "Yeah, yeah, we do." And then as soon as we went in, my mum was like, "What is this?" It was petrifying. It was about a mental asylum. It was based on a true story. So yeah, I'd say that one.
Did you admit afterward that you knew ahead of time, or did you just play along, say, I had no idea?
I did. I think the cards were up at that point. I had to accept
Yeah.
it.
That's true.
I know a guy who went to see Eli Roth's Thanksgiving thinking it was like a family movie and was absolutely horrified afterward.
The first
Um,
scene is like a massacre. Yeah, I just
yeah,
met
he's
that
like,
lot. Canada is one of the nicest people in the world, but literally, they made me watch it as soon as I got back from Canada. I went, right, I'm going to watch it. I thought, how brutal is this? And then when I'm seeing people getting scalped by trolleys and stuff like that, I was like, fucking hell, yeah.
yes, yes, not family fun at all.
No.
Um, all right, let's do this or that. So, like I said, no pressure. I just throw out two things. You just pick one or the other. They Lived or Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978.
God.
Ooh.
Was the first one They Live?
They Lived, yeah.
I'm going to go They Live.
Yeah, I'll probably go They Live as well.
They Lived.
Classically good.
It was tough because They Live is so great, but I was like, well, what kind of sci-fi movie would go with it? But Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland is fantastic too.
There's one
Um,
snatching. I think I know it. I'll type it up after the interview.
oh, it's so good, yeah.
Is it? I'll have to give that a watch.
Fantastic, yeah, fantastic. Let's see, intense swim or a long distance run. I put in some
Oh
fitness,
man, long
this or
distance
that.
run every day of the week. So I've
Yeah, yeah. Look, I thought these were movies at one point. I thought, what movie's that? Oh, right. I thought it was a film called Long Distance Run. I thought, oh,
Intense swim, like swim
yeah,
fan, you know?
yeah. I thought, okay, I'll say run as well. Long distance
yeah.
run.
Like I've ran 55 miles consecutively in about 19 hours. So a long run is it's like seeing a distant old friend, I think.
Oh wow, wow, that's impressive. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Let me process that. Uh, Logan's Run or The Running Man?
To the Running Man.
Yeah, running man.
Running Man. Okay. Let's see some cryptids here. Bigfoot or the Mothman?
Oh, well, as the creature
Like
itself,
the
or
legend. Yeah, the creatures. Yeah. I guess from a horror perspective,
I'm gonna say Bigfoot. Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot would be cool.
I think
Bigfoot.
I'd go with Bigfoot too. I feel like the Mothman deserves more attention.
I
There's
don't.
so
I've
much
heard of
more.
him, but I'm like trying to think. I can't even really picture. I don't know the legend of it. I don't know the story of the Mothman.
Yeah, I
But
mean, we have the Mothman prophecy, and there's Mothra from Godzilla, but I know that has nothing to do with it.
okay,
But yeah, one of the cryptids I think they could do more with it.
yeah,
Let's see, a couple more. Crawl from 2019 or The Shallows, alligators versus sharks.
I'll
The
say the
shallows.
shallows.
Yeah.
The shallows
Shallows
alligators.
is so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's good.
was that the shark one?
The
Which one?
Shallows, yeah, that's the shark.
Oh no, sorry, I meant the
Sharks.
alligator one. The other one, sorry, the alligators.
Okay, Crawl, yeah, Crawl is
Alligator, team
the
alligator.
alligators. Well, they're
Yeah.
both great films, so
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. Creature feature or zombie apocalypse?
Creature feature, I'd say.
Hmm.
Yeah, creature feature.
I feel like I woke up in a zombie apocalypse mood, so that's my answer. But I think normally a creature feature would be the go-to.
Zombie
Yeah,
apocalypse.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
still alive.
Okay. So a little of both. Um, hopefully 28 years later is good. That counts as
Yeah,
Yeah.
zombie
I'm excited for that
apocalypse, right?
one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Some people say those movies aren't zombie. They're not zombies because it's a what is it?
Same vibe though,
The
innit? Same sort of.
rage. It's
Yeah,
viral. Yeah. There you go. Jennifer's Body or All Cheerleaders Must Die. Those are movies.
Jennifer's Body, I think.
but yeah, same as Jack. Yeah,
Again, I was like, what do I pair with Jennifer's Body?
yeah.
Um, let's see, demonic possession or haunted houses?
In terms of anything,
Like
just what
type of films, I guess, or anything. Yeah.
say
Would you
demonic.
rather be possessed by a demon or go to a haunted house? That's
Oh,
even
in real life.
more fun. I don't know.
Oh, damn. I was gonna say if it was in a film, I'd pick demonic possession because I always find that really interesting to play because it's like you're playing two different
Yeah,
characters.
yeah,
Really.
sure.
Like the human and then the demon and the human. But if I had to go to one, I'd rather be in a haunted house than be possessed in real life, though. So, in terms of films, possession. In terms of real life, haunted
In real
house.
life, haunted house.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to be possessed. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say my answer probably it's deviating from the beaten track, so to speak, but would be Viral Haunt because it has both. So people need to check that out.
Oh, I love that. So both and Viral Haunt. Excellent. Two more. Predator or Alien?
Oh man. I mean, have you seen the what movie is it when Predator fights a bear? That's so badass.
Prey.
The
Prey.
pre
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So
Oh yeah, The Prey. Yes.
I'm gonna go Predator because we can
Mhm.
get one step closer to a bear and I love bears.
See, I'm gonna go Alien. I'm gonna go Xenomorph, just because I think I do love Predator. I absolutely love Predator. I adore the first film as well. But I feel like there's something about the Xenomorphs that just scare the fuck out of me. They always have scared me as a kid. I've always found them really. That's probably
Oh
one of the
yeah.
films I actually watched when I was quite young and scared me. Just
Yes.
like everything about the character, the fact they can't see the eyes and the fucking thing, everything they're popping out the chest.
Oh,
So I
the
think for
chesticle.
me,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Mhm.
for me, Xenomorph because of the effect it's had on me in terms of how freaky they are.
Yeah. Well, they're both great.
Yeah,
So that's the
yeah, they're
two.
both great.
Okay, last one here. Halloween 78 or Jaws? We always ask this one.
Oh, oh, that's tough. That is so tough. Oh my God, that's like the hardest one yet. I grew up on Jaws. Like I love Jaws, but I love the Halloween franchise so much. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to say Jaws, just because it was like my
Hmm.
childhood. Like I literally watched that film so many times as a kid. So I'm gonna have to say Jaws. Yeah, Jaws.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
I think Jaws as well. In fact, I can actually if we go on the move here and show you, we've got a little Jaws
Oh
book.
damn! Look at
Oh,
So
nice.
that.
Nice.
yeah, I feel like if not, I'm gonna get eaten. So Jaws.
Yeah.
Well, we always ask that because Halloween's my favorite movie, and my co-host who could make it today, Jaws is
Yeah.
his favorite film.
You said Halloween
Um,
Kills. I think I would have said Halloween because Halloween Kills is probably my favorite entry of the franchise, I'd say. But
oh,
uh,
so if I had asked the Jaws franchise or the Halloween franchise, what would you have chosen?
the Halloween franchise. I think the
Halloween.
original Jaws I love, but as a franchise as a whole, I'm a big the three new films, especially Halloween and Halloween Kills. I love,
Yeah,
absolutely adored those films when I watched them.
yeah,
So
same here.
as a franchise, Halloween. Yeah,
I think I'm going to switch up that question going forward. Maybe
yeah,
I'll get
yeah.
some more
That's more.
Halloween
Yeah,
picks
they're
because
tough
Jaws
films,
gets
though,
it just
man.
about all the time. Um, well,
Yeah,
anyway, thank you both for chatting with me
thank
today.
you,
This has been fantastic. Congratulations on your films. Congrats
thank
on
you.
Fitness for Creatives. I guess lastly, before I let you go, we talked about Fitness for Creatives on Instagram already. How can folks find you both on social media if you want to
Yeah.
be found?
So my once again, same as Fitness Creatives, my biggest social media platform is Instagram. I'm most active
Mhm.
on there. I have got TikTok and I am on YouTube as well and X, but I'm mostly active on Instagram. So mine is at lewissanter.actor on Instagram. That's how you can find me. And yeah, that's me.
Awesome.
Instagram for me as well. At underscore the underscore hoy underscore. And yeah, give us a follow, keep up with my work, and it'd be great. Great to see you there.
Awesome. Excellent.
Cool.
Well, thank you both. And let's
Thank
see
you.
if you are watching, like and subscribe because it helps our channel. And thanks again, Lewis and Jack. This has been
Thank you.
amazing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Cheers.
man.
Awesome.
Been a pleasure.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.